when you're not seeing results? Well, there are 5 ways that I think you can use to stay motivated, even if you're not seeing results. And this is exactly how I look at it. Take it with a grain of salt and apply the ones that speak to you the most. Number 1, first understand that you don't need motivation to get anything done. You can do it because motivation is fleeting. Motivation does not last. Some days you'll feel like going for a walk, and other days you'll just have to put on your sneakers and go outside on the trail, just like I'm doing right now. And know that one day isn't better than the other. One day you weren't more consistent than the other just because you're motivated or not. You can do it even if you're not motivated. And I want you to stay till number 5, because number 5 I think is going to be the most important and the most applicable for you. Number 2, figure out what your goal is. What exactly is your goal? Is it that you want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds? What is your goal? Do you want to be fit? Be very specific. What does being fit actually mean for you? What does that look like? Write it out. Get very clear on what your goal is. Because when you know what your goal is, then you can start working and making steps closer to your goal. You say, oh, I want to be healthy. What does being healthy mean for you specifically? Be very clear. I want to lose the belly fat. Nice. That's a very clear goal. All right. Now you'll be able to say, okay, I need to make some dietary changes. Maybe that means you'll use some of the swaps that I've already given you. Maybe that means you'll have to start learning about calories. Maybe you'll start strength training 2, 3, 4 times per week. You'll seek out a personal trainer for help. You see, when you're clear on your goal, then you can start making strides to get closer to your goal. But when you're on a fitness journey, you're like, I'm just trying to be healthier. I'm just trying to be fit. Those are very arbitrary goals. So, or I'm just trying to lose weight. That sounds fun. But then you can lose 5 pounds and then say, you know what, I lost weight. I'm no longer wanting to do this thing. So get clear on your goal. Number 3, I want you to be very clear on what the problem is. What's the problem that you're having right now that you don't like? Well, for example, for me, I like to remind myself of all the joint pains, the back pain, the hip pains, the fact that I had really weak glutes. I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. I was getting winded, tired, fatigued, walking up the stairs. So whenever I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do glutes this week, or I don't want to go for a run, or I don't want to, whenever that thought creeps in, then I remind myself, well, I don't like being in pain. I don't like being winded walking up a flight of stairs. And I remember, like a few years back, around 4 or 5 years back, I had such bad hip and glute pain. I was in physiotherapy. And they said, every morning you need to do these set of stretches. And I was like, oh my God, I hate the stretches. I don't want to do it. Every morning when my brain was like, oh, I don't like the stretches. They're so painful. They're so, guess what happened? I reminded myself, yeah, but your butt hurts. Your glutes hurt. They're weak. Remember, you can't walk up a flight of stairs. You can't lift up your leg like this. And I'm like, And that's what got me to do my workouts. My glute stretches every single day. When I had my back injury, it was the same thing that had me do my core stabilization. Remind yourself of the pain. Sometimes you want to be like, I don't want to look at myself in the mirror because I don't like what I look like. That is your fuel. Every single time you look and you see, I don't like how I look, it's not because you hate yourself. You need to remind yourself that this is not what I accept of myself. This is not what I accept of myself. And I'm not going to continue to tolerate this. Because when you avoid the problem, then you'll never have to find a solution. But if you go and say, listen, my tummy is over my pants. I don't like it. I don't like that my thighs are rubbing. I don't like that I keep ripping my shirts. And you look at that. Instead of just buying bigger clothes, you sit in that and then you're like, I cannot allow myself to keep doing this. And then tomorrow, the same thing. And you keep reminding yourself over and over. That will be one of the driving forces. And it's painful. It's hard. Change is hard. Being a different person is hard, right? It's going to be hard. So I want you to take that with a grain of salt. Stop avoiding the things that are causing you discomfort. Stop saying it's too hard. Stop saying, I don't like how I look in the mirror, so I'm not going on the scale. I'm not going to look in the mirror. Look in the mirror every single day. Every single day. That's going to be your reminder. Not because you hate yourself. Because you can want better for yourself and still want to change. You can love yourself and still know that you need to change, you need to improve. And there's nothing wrong with that. My tip, which is tip number 4, I feel like I kind of gave it to you already. But yeah, number 4 is ask yourself, who is the person you don't want to be? Who don't you want to be? Get very clear on that. I don't want to be the person that's always tired. I don't want to be the person who is on medication. I don't want to be the person who is sick. I don't want to be the person who has high blood pressure, diabetes. I don't want to be the person who can't walk around on Disney because I'm too tired or my feet hurt. I don't want to be that person. And number 5, which is the most important, who do you want to be? Who is that person do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who's the person that you want to be? Get very clear on that person. Do you want to be the sexy executive that walks in the room strutting and confident, that says hi to everyone? Not the person that you're normally, you're at the side and you creep in because you don't want anybody to see you. Yes, you dress nicely, but you're still not confident, not exuding the confidence that you want. Do you want to wear the person that wears a 2-piece when they're at the beach? Are you the person who wants to go out to dinner and order meals freely without feeling like you're sabotaging yourself? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the mom that is outside playing football or in the park with her kids that's juggling on the side? Do you want to be the 30-year-old woman that goes for a run? Who do you want to be? You got to be very clear. Because when you're clear of who you want to be, then every single action that you take after that is going to be in alignment. And today, you just wake up, who do I want to be? And then every step that you take should be according to the woman that you want to be. I believe those are the 5 things that will keep you going, even when motivation fleets. And I think number 5 is the most important, because motivation is not always going to last. But you can always act accordingly. You can always show up like the woman that you want to be. You can be her every single day, even when you're not motivated, even when you don't feel like it. If you found value in this video, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know. And you can send me a message and we can talk about what working together looks like if you are ready for one-on-one coaching. All right, bye.